Hello.
Hello.
I was just going to, just getting home from work.
Yes.
How is it going?
Are you videoing me?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Your voice, anyway. I'm looking at you. And my beautiful wife.
Hello,
Yes, very
love.
good. Yes. More of a silhouette because of the sun is ahead. But anyway, that's good. Uh,
I'm
or not
going
so
in.
good because you're okay.
Have fun.
Okay. I was going to go down.
Laundry and
Well, wait,
dinner.
wait, come here quickly. Come here. I'm noticing newbies.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Babies.
there's a whole, there was a new hatch.
Oh,
The
wonderful.
brood is hatching. And if you look closely, you'll see that they're newbies. And I was observing earlier, they were making kind of like, if you look at them close, they're clumping, they're bunching up together, they're
Huh?
getting to know each other, and they're going on orientation flights. When
Oh,
they make those,
cool.
when they make those circular movements, those circular type flights,
Uh-huh.
those are orienting themselves to their GPS,
Oh,
and then they take off. But I'm noticing that they're making real short flights and coming right back.
okay.
So these
Wonderful.
are some of the first brood to hatch.
Italian brood.
Yeah, Italian brood. And and so anyway, I was going to go down and get a close-up look at them. So anyway, okay, very good.
Have fun.
And we're having salad tonight.
Yes.
Okay, love you. Okay, here we go. Going to make a kind of a slide in between here into the bees so that you can kind of see what's going on in there. These are new bees. This is the Italian colony, and I'm noticing these are new bees. They're a little different from what we saw in the package. And of course, when basically all that defines, or all that really defines a bee package when it's placed into a new hive, is the queen, because she is identified as an Italian queen. However, they'll tell you, oh, these are Italian queens, or these are Carniolan queens, or these are Russian queens, or whatever they are, or whatever the breed is. But when a queen bee takes off, she'll fly to 1.5 to 2 miles outside of the radius of the colony where she is from, where she hatched, and to mate with different drones. And so those drones, who knows where those drones are from, and what colonies they're from, and the queen they came from. So so they call it a Carniolan, or they call it an Italian queen, but it's kind of, I think it's a best estimate. At least that's what my bee mentor is telling me. A best estimate. So I'm going to move right in here to get a really good look at them coming in and out. It's really neat. As they fly by, I can feel the wind that they create with their wings. Just real gentle. And these are new flights. I was observing earlier in between garden work today, and noticed that the bees look different. And so these are newly hatched bees. There's one right there. You can see the little pollen pouch. They collect that pollen in the backs of their legs, and they take that in, and that's what they cover. They use part of that's protein. They use a lot of that to cover the brood. so that the new bees come out, have food to eat. And it's a lot more complicated than that, but I'm noticing over the course of there's another one right there in front. See that yellowish pocket on the back leg? That's pollen. And that's what they do. They collect pollen and they put it in pouches on the backs of their legs. So I conducted kind of an update. I conducted a varroa mite count, or I administered a varroa mite application with oxalic acid drip, which is 40 milligrams of, 40 grams of oxalic acid, pure oxalic, 99.7% oxalic acid crystal with 1 liter of sugar syrup mixed 1-to-1. It's equal amounts of sugar and water to give them an oxalic acid drip, which is organic. It's USDA and FDA approved, and for bees with regard to harvesting the honey. And the second oxalic acid drip, which Randy Oliver of Scientific Beekeeping, both he and my bee mentor, Robert Hughes, said that a second varroa mite application would probably render a 0-count varroa kill, since the first one was 7 days earlier, and they were right. There was 0 varroa counted last Thursday, I think it was, when I administered the second varroa mite treatment. So we're good until mid-June, just before the peak honey flow begins. Actually, it's going to begin here real soon. The locust trees are blooming, and so that's the beginning of honey flow. So all the old-timer beekeepers are waiting for a good honey flow season, so they can get some honey harvest from their bees. Now, these two colonies, of course, are new colonies, and I'm just establishing these colonies. So any honey that we harvest will be extra honey that the bees will not use this winter. So whereas I now have a second deep box on the Carniolan hive, that's because they're slightly ahead. Last week there were 5 frames, full frames of brood and honey in that hive, in the Carniolan hive, and so I added the second box. That helps to prevent swarming, and also that gives them the honey box to store their honey. The brood is usually in the lower box, and there is a higher ratio of honey to or food to brood ratio in the upper box. But the lower box, the Italians, they're just now beginning to increase for reasons that I expressed earlier in Facebook posts. And probably next week or the week after, I'll be adding the second box to them, to the Italian bees. And as you can see, every once in a while you see the pockets, the yellowish pockets on the rear legs. That's pollen that they're bringing in, and that's protein that they use. The carbohydrates come from the nectar. It's about an 18% sugar ratio for the honey or the nectar. The ratio that they use to build their comb is mostly fats, and that's about an equal ratio of water to sugar or carbohydrate or sucrose and and that's what they process that in the form of fat then, and use that to create their honeycomb. So it looks like our Italian hive is going to make it. I'll kind of back out here and leave them alone. And so anyway, God bless all of you, and peace be with all of you, and I pray that all of you prosper and live a good life. Amen.